The Musar community of Bihar is perhaps the most exploited and the poorest community in India. Most of them are landless agricultural laborers, many of them being bonded laborers. Their population in Bihar is estimated to be about 35 lakhs, and they are spread all over rural Bihar. It's surprising but true that most of them live in ghettos in the outskirts of most of the villages of Bihar. And the only occupation they know is to work on the land. Being landless agricultural laborers, their incomes are very low and inconsistent. They are only employed during working seasons on the field, with the result that they do not have economic surplus. Most of them are caught in a debt trap because they have to spend much beyond their means on occasions like marriages, births, deaths, festivals, and so on and so forth. And once they take a loan from the village money lender, they are caught in a debt trap. And this accentuates their vicious cycle of poverty in which they are trapped. Their socio-economic condition is really, really pitiable, and I call it a national shame. And the unfortunate part is that for the last so many decades, even after independence, the state and the society has not been able to do much to change this profile of the Musar community. They continue to live in the most inhuman conditions, in abysmal poverty. So if this is the situation, if the state and the society has not been able to do much for them, the unfortunate part is that even since independence, the state and the society has not been able to do much to change this pitiable profile of the Musar community. So the problem is, if the change has to be brought about, how is that to be done? Or should the state and the society continue to turn a blind eye towards this unfortunate community? That's how the thought came to my mind, that maybe if it is possible to generate forces of change within the community, it may over the years bring about the desired change that we are looking for. Empower the community itself to change its condition. And how is one to do that? The obvious answer is quality education. Make available to Musar children quality education so that they are able to compete with the best in the country. And if that happens, then they get empowered to become that catalyst of change in the Musar community. It is with this view that the idea came to recruit a few Musar children, bring them to Patna, and admit them to a quality school. Of course, I, as a retired officer in 2005, had very limited means. And so I could take only very few children. And that's how the story began. I brought 4 to 5 children from Musar Tolis, as they are known as, in and around Patna, and admitted them to a school, a residential school in Patna. Fortunately, Within a year, an NGO extended support to this project, and the numbers started increasing. And by 2007, the numbers had reached to about 60 to 70. And it's then that one realized that it is important that we start our own school to impart quality education to these children. And in 2007, Shoshit Seva Sangh started in a small hired accommodation in Patna with 70 odd students. By God's grace, NGOs, corporates, individuals started extending support to this project. And by 2011, the numbers increased to about 250. And it was then one felt that in order to ensure that these children have all the facilities for quality education, it is absolutely necessary that we have our own school premises, our own school building with all the facilities. Without any resources, finances, we decided that we should start the process of acquiring land. And between 2010 and 12, we acquired about 2 acres of land in the outskirts of Patna. 2 acres because that is the minimum that CBSE requires for extending affiliation to a school. Don't ask me, but resources came whenever I required. When I started acquiring land, I didn't have the money to buy even 2 kathas of land. That is even 10% of the land required. But as and when I required money to add to the land that we needed to buy, money came. And within 2 years, it was possible to raise over 3 crores to buy 2 acres of land. I believe, and I most sincerely believe, that there is a power much superior which wants this project to succeed. Otherwise, I can't explain how the finances came when I required it the most. It's much beyond my capability. And then the construction of the school building. It was imperative that the school building was made as per specifications laid down by CBSE. It should have all the facilities of a quality school: library, laboratories, common room, auditorium, a dining hall, and so on. The estimated cost of this building, according to the engineers and architects, was over 11 crores. I didn't have that kind of funds. But again, it was God's hand. And as and when I required money, as and when the construction work progressed, funds came. Slowly but surely, in 2 years' time, it was possible for Shoshit Seva Sangh to construct a school building which is as good as any in Patna. It has all the facilities that you require in a quality school. There are 3 aspects of quality education, and the 3 are faculty, facilities, and environment. You must provide the children a faculty which can impart quality education, facilities in terms of books, laboratories, library, recreational activities, theater, and so on, in order to improve their motivation and personality. And then, of course, environment, very important. There must be an environment in the school which regards education as the fulcrum of progress, as the essential element in human development. And that's what the school has tried to put together: faculty, facility, and environment.